core traffic engineering up here.
Yeah.
What? The core traffic engineering you're talking
Yeah, this
about.
usually is backed up way back there, by the way. You didn't get to see the actual changes. But this might is bad. Today we're not hitting bad traffic. It is Wednesday. The worst traffic days are Tuesday and Thursday.
But I'd say half of my story ideas and my column ideas, you were talking about the buses running red lights, come from readers.
Yeah.
And if I'm writing about something like that, like I said in there, the police and readers are the ones who called me or written to me saying, I'm concerned about this, will you look into it?
It really is. I mean, I see it all the time.
Well, I can't,
I'm not sure where that's coming from and why that is. I'm not sure why. I'll tell you what I think.
I understand your
I'll tell you what I
sensitivity.
think about it, though. I think that America's a culture of cars and status involved with cars, and buses are kind of a welfare attitude about it. Okay, the poor people are riding buses, people that can't afford to drive. There's something wrong with it.
I think that's a legitimate observation.
Yes, I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
And that's part of what my job is, though, too, is to, one, bring humanity to the commute. To show, I mean, essentially, this is the ultimate test of the melting pot. Regardless of your income or your race or your background or your politics, you've got to get on this road together and get along, get from point A to point B. Yeah. So, as a result of that, it's important, I think, a lot of times to educate people, whether it's bicyclists, people on the bus, people in Hummers, to tell their stories. And I think what you're saying is a legitimate concern, and it is a societal stereotype.
Stereotyping people like ideas about buses, about bus drivers. I mean, in London or England, they did a study. The most hated profession was bus driver.
What was this?
I read something that was done in London. They came up with the 10 most hated professions by the public.
What do you think
and
that
number
is?
one was bus driver.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's got to be.
That's surprising to me. I thought journalist was one of them.
No, that wasn't there.
I think if you look at my blogs and my columns, that they're well sourced. I try to find a balance. If the police are telling me they see bus drivers running through red lights, I ask for videotape. I don't want to just take their word for it. And they did give me videotape, so I have an obligation to put it out.
Oh, wait a minute. I have another one. Sure. Okay, the guy, this is an interesting story here about a life bus.
Sure.
Because I just found out one of the operators that was cited by that particular officer, he was cited for making a left turn across the double yellow line.
Yeah, the first guy. We never saw him in that video. That's right.
No, I don't know if you have a video of it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the video.
No, this incident is related to the officer involved. The officer was the same officer that was involved in the other. Anyway, the operator pulls out the paddle and the broad description shows him this is what TriMet wants us to do. We have to turn left here. And the officer said, that's illegal, you can't turn left here. So he got a ticket. So he took it to court. He took the thing to court, and the judge ruled in favor of the operator. And on the way out, and this, I have no reason to disbelieve this person. The cop said under his breath to him, I'm going to be looking for you. And it was the same cop that did those stories. So, my conclusion is this cop has something against TriMet bus drivers. And so he's targeting them.
Well, again, it's a matter of fairness. If you hear of something like that, we have evidence, give me a call. When I say I'm a watchdog, that also means I'm a watchdog of other public agencies, not just TriMet.
I'll try to get him to...
It's a role that we take very seriously if you're Oregonian. And,
well, yeah, I mean, we need you. The public needs you.
Yeah, well, you do with a few presidents.
but it doesn't mean I'm picking on every bus driver. If I post a video of an officer pulling over a bus driver and he's arguing with the bus driver,
I'll go after you. It's just not the way that it works.
I'm not going after bus drivers.
Okay,
I'm bringing
now we know that.
I'm bringing to light something that the public and the police think is a public safety problem.
Okay, and I think that furthermore on this issue of cell phones, if they want to do something about this, they need to ban them on the road for everybody. They need to stop saying, just do it, because it's got to be done eventually anyway.
The bill went to the Senate floor today.
To ban
Oregon.
cell phones. Yeah, it's got
to ban talking on cell phones.
Talking, texting
while you're driving.
Yes. That's what they need to do. That's the proper way to handle it. You just ban it. It's like, that's what you've got to do. It's a hazard. You know, it's a hazard for everybody.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah. And then they're not putting out every time somebody crashes in a car with a cell phone. That's not making the news. But every time something happens with a bus, statistically, it's still very, very unlikely that anybody will be involved in a bus-related accident.
So what do you think I should be writing about when it comes to TriMet? What story am I? No. What story am I missing?
What story are you missing? I think that the TriMet is much more than just transit. I think TriMet has to also be seen as a public. It's almost like a social service agency for a lot of people. People's lives revolve around this system.
I mean, part of it is where I see a lot of service like this that's not totally used. You know, it's not totally used. That's not really economically justifiable. It's a social service. I mean, that's why you're running because.
That's it. I'm not answering the phone.
There's people whose whole lives revolve around this transit system. Believe it or not.
I mean, you have some routes which are well used, whatever,
I'm
which
serious.
reduce congestion,
Nobody
whatever. But you have other routes which really run for people. I think.
It's supposed to be a public service. People keep looking at transit as some sort of a profit-making endeavor. Well, they don't look at the police as a profit-making endeavor. They don't look at the fire department as a profit-making endeavor. They don't hold the wars that we have in this country. It's just that transit somehow is held to the standard that the rest of the governmental bureaucracies are not held to. It's like, oh, you're losing money on this particular route or that particular route. You're not having enough riders. Well, is the service going to be provided to the public or not? That's like saying, well, we're not going to cover this. The fire truck is not going to come up to this area of town because not enough people live over there. You provide the public service, you don't provide the public service. But this country is car-based. Buses are distinct